Hello, my name is Mr. Rodriguez and I'm going to give you a quick lesson on how to factor a trinomial. Okay, let's get started. First thing we have here is we have a trinomial because it has three terms. 1, 2, 3. Terms are basically numbers and variables that are separated by pluses or minuses, or, well, those are pluses, but pluses or minuses or equal signs. So we have a term with the sign that separates, another term with the sign that separates, and another term. So basically 1, 2, 3 terms. So what we're going to do is we're going to first look at the leading numerical coefficient. That's the number in front of the x with the biggest power, or the variable with the biggest power, which will be the 6. And then we're going to look at the constant, the number all the way to the right. Okay, we're going to factor each one of those. So let's begin. We're going to try 1 times 6, that equals 6. 2 times 3, that equals 6. And what else? 3 times 2, and 6 times 1. Notice it repeats right there. 1 times 6, 6 times 1. 2 times 3, 3 times 2. And it's okay because we do have to put both of them so that we can factor this. Now we have to do factors of 15. 1 times 15, 3 times 5, 5 times 3, and 15 times 1. Again, it repeats there. Now, we do not need repeats on both sides. We can actually get rid of one of the repeats. So it really is up to you. Do you want to get rid of these two repeats, or do you want to get rid of these two repeats? And it doesn't matter. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these two. So I'm not going to use those. Let's begin with the problem now. I'm going to have to multiply my outer factors, and I'm going to have to multiply my inner factors. And I'm going to add those two numbers, or subtract those two numbers, and I should get 19. Okay? Let's see here. 15 and 6. 1 times 15 is 15. 6 times 1 is 6. So 15 and 6. Will 15 and 6, can that possibly give me 19? If I add that, I'll get 21. If I subtract it, I will get 9. So that's actually that's not going to work. How about 5 and 18? 5 and 18. 18, that'll be too much. That won't work either. So we're done with this guy. We're now going to try the next one. 30, 2 times 15 is 30. 3 times 1 is 3. So 30 and 3 will give me either 33 or it'll give me 27. That's not giving me the 19. Let's try the next one. 10, 2 times 5 is 10. 10 and 9. 10 and 9. Looks like we found it. 10 and 9. Looks like we found it. Look, 2 times 5 is 10. 3 times 3 is 9. And if you add them, you get 19, which is exactly what we're looking for. We're looking to get a 19. So once we're able to figure out the factors that we're going to use, we're going to go ahead and put our parentheses now. So I'm going to go ahead and put the parentheses. I'm going to use a black instead. I'll put the first parentheses, and I'll put the second parentheses. Now, this number, and I'll go ahead and continue using the color coding. This one will go in the front of the first parentheses. This one will go in the front of the second parentheses. Okay? This one will go in the back of the first parentheses. This one will go in the back of the second parentheses. Okay? Now, you need to remember that you have to add the x. You have to add an x because you're trying to get that x squared in the beginning. So now we need to figure out the sign. If that's positive, these will be the same. If that were to be negative, that would be different. But since they're positive, they're going to be the same. Well, what's same? Are they either going to be both positive or they're going to be both negative. Remember, they do have to be the same. Well, looking over here tells you these have to be the same, and either they're both going to be positive or negative. This guy tells you that they're both going to be positive. So I'm going to go ahead and put positive. There it is. We just factored 6x squared plus 19x plus 15. We just factored it using this little method here. Now this method does require practice, and it does require getting used to it. Now let's go ahead and multiply this just to make sure that we did it right. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply this, or some of you might know it as FOIL, but we're basically done. We've already factored. But just to make 100% sure that I didn't make a mistake, I'm going to just try to multiply it out again, see if I get the original question. So there goes. What is 2x times 3x? The answer would be 2 times 3 is 6x squared. So far, so good. Now, what is 2x times 5? That would be, correct, that would be 10x. And then what is 3 times 3x? That would be positive 9x. And the final one would be 3 times 5 is 15. Okay, these here, we can combine. 10x plus 9x is 19x. So if you look at our equation, it's the same thing. We have 6x squared plus 19, because that is a positive, plus 15. So this is the correct factored form of the original trinomial. All right, thank you very much. Bye-bye.